Hey everybody, this is John from /bash, and today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe, and ring that notifications bell so you don't miss out on the fun. In our first story, a choosing beggar thinks because she bums so many rides, she should get a say in the car you buy. Let's jump right in. I've had this one friend, let's call her Eve, for years, who refuses to get her driver's license but complains constantly about how hard it is to get anywhere using public transport, walking, or having to rely on friends and family who have cars. She is completely capable of driving, she just chooses not to learn. Eve and I have been friends since high school, and so when our mutual group of friends reached the driving age and started getting vehicles, Eve was stoked because she suddenly had all of these people who could drive her places. It quickly became apparent she expected us to become her personal chauffeurs and to be available to transport not only her, but her family members too. A lot of them also don't drive. She would never offer gas money and only sometimes would pitch in if you insisted on it because more often than not she was completely broke. Apparently, she couldn't get a job because she couldn't drive herself and it was too difficult and expensive to take public transport. Eve's worst offense happened near the end of high school. Our friend, let's call her Kay, ends up getting in an accident and needs to replace her car. Kay shows us an ad on a local marketplace for a car she wants to look at after school. Eve takes one look at the car and tells Kay that she shouldn't get that one because it's a two-door. Apparently, Eve doesn't like having to crawl in and out of the back of two-door cars. Eve explained that she should have some say in the car because Kay drives her around so much, despite not contributing towards the purchase and getting most of her rides for free. She ended up really pressuring Kay and was quite publicly upset when Kay decided to go with the two-door. This happened almost 8 years ago, and Eve still hasn't learned to drive, but I guess she did finally cave to using public transport more often. Story 2 shows us a miracle occurring and choosing beggar getting a free car. That's nice, but he would like a better one. My parents are very active in charity work and have recently befriended a refugee couple from a very hostile and dangerous place. The couple are basically decent people, but not very wise, and are constantly in financial trouble despite both having decent jobs. Recently, they had car trouble, and the couple asked my parents to please pray for them that somebody would give them a vehicle for free. These prayers were offered, and believe it or not, were answered. An acquaintance contacted my parents out of the blue and said, unprompted, that he had just upgraded to a new car and would like to give his old one to someone who was in need. My parents' charitable activities are well known, and this kind of thing has happened before, although not with anything as expensive as a car. The giver would not only donate the car free of charge, but would pay any fees to transfer the title and would even have the vehicle looked at by a mechanic and pay to repair any problems with it. And all of this was done, and the car was turned over to the couple tuned like a violin. After about a week of driving the vehicle, the woman contacted my mother and wanted to know if she or the original donor would be interested in buying the vehicle back. A price was suggested that exceeds the likely value of the vehicle, although the woman was careful to specify that she would be open to negotiations. And having been turned down with no excessive politeness, then went on to ask her advice with respect to another car she is considering purchasing for $16,000, which would be entirely debt-financed. So my parents are bitterly hurt and embarrassed, and the original donor is furious, and the only silver lining is that I'm probably going to end up with a car. Do you believe in miracles? In story 3, you don't sell your work? Then give it to me for free. So I got a bobbin lace starter kit and extra bobbins for Christmas. My grandmother made bobbin lace and I wanted to try too, so I spent 5 hours making a little bookmark. Now, bobbin lace is becoming a lost art. Less people are making it and fewer are wanting to learn, so it's also a valued artisan craft. I should have listened to my gut. I showed a picture of the lace to a coworker who also crafts. They knit, but they would appreciate the art. The picture showed that it was clearly a piece of beginner's work. Oh, cool! So you can make me one now too, right? Not really. I'm doing this just to learn and make some stuff for myself. I'll most likely never take commission for lace. It took me 5 hours to do this. I steer people right into mentions of money as it drives the crazy ones away. The bookmark was 4 inches long. But you can just make me the same one. Surely you won't miss one piece of lace. I grit my teeth, mildly annoyed. People tended to push for my other craft too. No. And besides, I doubt you want to pay my hourly rate for custom crafting. I charge $10 an hour for crafts larger than gloves or scarves, so sewing, quilting, knitting, and crocheting. Tatting and baking is $10 an hour, no exceptions unless I'm doing it for fun or my immediate family. Wait, pay you? Why would I pay you for a tiny piece of lace? Because it takes hours to make, so I charge for work I have to do versus work I want to do. Well, you'll never sell your lace that way. Yeah, that's the point. She huffed as I walked off. I was more than a little annoyed that yet another person wants my skills for free. In story 4, another literal choosing beggar. I was on my way out of a guitar center after buying a new set of Ernie balls. I was approached by a man who asked if I could spare him some money. He went on about how he needed money to feed his family and started talking about some deal at Popeyes, something, just need to feed my family, anything you can spare, etc., etc., the usual stuff. It seemed weirdly rehearsed, like he was reading from a script, but I figured that was just because he's asked so many people and gotten nothing, and I shrugged it off. Mistake number 1, remember kids, trust your intuition. I felt really bad for him, especially since I was in a hard financial situation as well. I'm a college student and I've been working 2 jobs my entire college career to pay for it, as well as several jobs throughout high school to save for it. I genuinely felt bad and wanted to help him. Luckily, I had worked a few extra hours at the bar I worked at the week before and got some maintenance work hours in for $2 an hour more, so I had extra money in my budget that week, hence why I was getting a nice set of new guitar strings. I only had about $20 to spare since my tuition payment was coming out in a few days, but I figured that would be enough to help out. I told him I didn't have any cash on me, but I could Venmo him some money if he had that. He pointed to the Ruler Foods next to the Guitar Center, a small discount grocery store, and said they'd give cash back in there, and suggested I do that since he didn't have Venmo. This again felt off, but I again ignored that feeling and agreed. Mistake number 2. We walked into Ruler Foods and I let him pick out a soda and then at the register chose $20 cash back. I thanked the cashier and we walked outside where I handed him the $20 and a soda. He took it, looked at me and said, "This is only $20, and gave me a look like I had just robbed him. I told him I was sorry and that's all I had right now, and told him that I was honestly struggling too, but that's the best I could do. He scoffed at me and said, "Are you kidding me? Whatever, man," and then walked off mumbling a disappointed, "Thanks anyway." At the time, I felt guilty, but then the whole thing hit me and now I'm just annoyed. I love donating to people and helping out where I can because I know what it's like to struggle. I'm 1 semester away from finishing my degree, and I'm praying to literally whatever deity might be out there that after I get my degree, I'll be able to afford living more than paycheck to paycheck. But it's crap like this that makes me hesitant to be generous. In today's final story, don't let choosing beggars order their own free meals. Well, anyways, this was my first semester going to college, fall 2019. There was a burger joint that I like to splurge on once a week since my fun money is about $20. Anyways, I was walking over to the burger joint from my dorm when I met Choosing Beggar, who stopped me and explained how he just got out of prison and was really hungry. I was an idiot for believing Choosing Beggar's story of how he just got out of prison and was starving. Choosing Beggar told me he just wanted a 1-patty burger and small fries, which would have been around $9.50. The way the burger joint works is kind of like Subway, where you pick what's on your burger and it can range from $6 to $12 and the fries are $3 to $5 depending on the size. I didn't have cash and I don't know what Choosing Beggar wanted on the burger, so I just told the cashier I'll cover Choosing Beggar's order but needed a printed receipt on both orders afterwards. Choosing Beggar decided to pick takeout and walked out, which was fine by me. But when I got the receipt, I was mad to find out that Choosing Beggar decided to get a 2-patty bacon cheeseburger and large fries with a grilled cheese for himself when he told me that he just wanted a 1-patty burger with small fries, which we agreed on. I was already a bit reluctant on seeing a bill for $25, but when that sucker was pushing $35, I was mad. I've pretty much forgot about this until last Saturday when I decided to go back to the burger joint with my friend, and Choosing Beggar came up to us and started to ask us for money because he just got out of prison. What a coincidence! This is John from /bash. Please hit that like button to help with the YouTube algorithm and subscribe if you're new. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.